Hey guys, welcome to Appalachia's homestead. Got it done. Get her done. Looky here. So we'll bring it. You gonna say hi to everybody? Say hi. Cora, you keeping the fort down? Yeah, did you see? What are you doing? What are you doing, monkey? So, hey guys, welcome to Appalachia's homestead. Patara with you today. Finally got this big old project done. Hallelujah, praise the Lord. All right, if you are new to the channel, you may or may not know that over the past many years of having a YouTube channel, at my previous homestead, we've only been at this homestead for about 18 months, okay? And so a lot of things that you do at other places, you can't just necessarily hop up and do at the new place. You have to establish your property, okay? That's another whole issue, that's another whole conversation, that's a whole big deal. This is why I tell people, when you move to a property and you get a new property, I don't care if it's a third of an acre, 10 acres, 100 acres, you need to be there a little while and try to assess and go through several seasons and see what the land does. See what you can get, see what you can do where you are. We've brought back, we've revived Back to Eden / Lasagna-style gardening. This is not something that we could just do immediately because you do have to procure the items in order to do so. The most important factor, if you're necessarily going back to Eden, is obviously the wood chips. We were able to finally get some wood chips back in August. So they've been sitting a little while, and now we're going to let them sit in some of their special spots to season it up and get the ground ready for 2022. All right, so I knew that when we moved to this property, we wanted to start bringing back some of our older garden styles. A lot of you are familiar with this. You've heard of Back to Eden, no-till, lasagna. Teal, like the color, I know, but some of you might call it tilling. Tilling? James makes fun of me for that, but anyway. It's teal, y'all. This is a no-till garden. So, can you tell I'm feeling pretty good? We're feeling good, y'all. So here's the deal. So I had, from the last 18 months, almost 2 years ago on the property or so, we had some old hay bales. I saved them. And over time, because we've moved our animals here, we've been able to build compost, we've got manure, we're kind of full of crap. So, what I'm saying is this can take some time. But it's not hard, it just takes some planning and some time. So what I've done here, now I want you to see how thick this is. This is flat out right on top of the ground. This is exactly what I did back in 2012 and 2013 to create some of the most wonderful garden spaces I have ever seen in my life, which is what I'm trying to duplicate here. Now, do we till? Yes, but I can't till in this area. This whole area inside my fencing area here, which keep the deer out, win-win. Now rabbits we'll have to watch, that's another story, but my point is I can't till in this area. This is just like we walk around on it and we mow it or whatever. Well, I don't want to do that. I want to utilize more space. I want to get more garden areas ready for rotation or for different things going into next year. So this is the best thing for this area. Why? Because there is some power lines, as we found out the hard way. You see the fence right here? Yeah. Well, when we put up the fencing, we found out that we had a power line from the house to the barn. And well, you know what happened there, right? So I said, you know what we'll do? We will, don't tell me I can't garden here. We're gonna make it happen, and this is what we did. So let me go through it step by step. I took some footage off and on today and over the past couple of days, just so you can kind of see. I'm not sure how I'm gonna make the video, but think about lasagna, because it's wonderful, wonderful layers. Okay. So you are going to see that there's a few sticks. I'm going to come in here and have to pull some of the sticks out. But right now what I wanted to do is get all of the major layers on here, because tomorrow we're supposed to get a little bit of rain. And then the final phase will be to cover it and to let it rest for winter. I want you to see how thick this is. Do you see how high this is down on the ground? We're talking at least 2 feet of thickness. We want it to be high and mighty. You know, like your hair, girls, you know, the higher the hair, you know, the closer to God. It's the same thing with these types of gardens. You want them really thick because they do break down over time. It's creating that soil for you. All right, so here are my layers. Are you ready? So what I did is I started out with a very large round hay bale. I actually have 2. I wanted to do this one. I don't know how many feet that is. Is that, I don't know, 10, 12 feet? I wanted to do one here, and then I wanted to do another one right there going down. I didn't get to that this year. Probably won't before Christmas. It is okay. We will let everything sit and rest, and we'll come at it in the spring, and we'll set it forth then. Don't sweat the small stuff, people. That's right. All right, so at first you can see I had this old hay bale. We rolled her out. Then we rolled her back again. Then we rolled her. We just kept rocking and rolling with her until we got to just a little thin layer of it left. Then over the last several weeks, when I would mow, I would start dumping and dumping and dumping the actual grass clippings on here. I'm adding in that rich nitrogen. I'm building the soil. Remember, it's all going to compost and break down. I then came in and I put heavy comfrey leaves. Yes, I did, girl. Yes, I did. Thank you, OAG. Years ago, I got my comfrey from OAG. I have a great establishment of comfrey because of Mr. Charles, so he would be proud to know that there has been layers of comfrey leaves in here because they pull all those rich nutrients from the ground, and that's now breaking down in here. Then we did some more grass. Then underneath here, I know you see these leaves. This is actually in with my wood chips. I did as many leaves as I could. That's been in the past, actually a lot today, because the leaves haven't fallen here in East Tennessee until right about now. Then we've done some more hay. We've done some incredible manure, and now we have thick, thick layers of wood chips from when we had a lot of our trees trimmed on the property back in the late summer. So what I'm wanting to do now is very important. It needs to have a little bit of water on top of it just to kind of meld it together. It's part of the process, and of course you're wanting this to break down all over winter into spring. Once that happens in the next 24 hours and we get to the weekend, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in and I'm going to put dark, it's actually black plastic, thick black plastic. I'm not talking about your trash cans type thing. I'm talking about 9 mil. I've used 9 mil in the past. You can get it at Home Depot or Lowe's. Now, I will tell you right now, 9 mil is very difficult to get. You get it over in the section where you get like ceiling tiles. Construction workers use it for construction work and things like that. But what I did is I bought a whole roll. It is an investment piece for your property. We've bought them before. They last year after year after year if you take care of it. We just got rid of the old piece in the last move, so we had to buy a new roll. So you're going to put down this black plastic and you're literally going to cover it. This whole garden is going to be covered. Then I'm going to put probably we've got heavy cement blocks to keep the plastic down, because if the wind comes through, it's going to absolutely pick it up and take it down the road, and it will take you with it if you're standing on it. Ask me how I know about that. That's a whole story by itself. But the whole idea here is in late summer and into fall, you want to start building this. Now, some people start their base with newspaper or with cardboard. Whatever you want to do, honey, it's your world. I love using old hay bales. Especially when they've already started really just breaking down, falling apart, and you know that just reuses them. That gives them a purpose as opposed to just sitting out in the middle of the field and going to waste. I'm building something here. And you really want to add each element, each layer as thick as you can. Like I said, the goal here, and for some of you that have done this, you know, you really want to go for 18 inches or more as far as thickness. I would argue that we're well over 2 feet because, like I said, it's going to break down. So here's the thing. What do I plan to do with this? When do I think this will be broken down, ready for use? Well, I'll tell you what I know from past experience. So here is what I can tell you. Every time you start one of these, some people, as they do each layer, they put the black plastic on it, and then when they let it start cooking immediately. Then they will take the black plastic off, the 9 mil or whatnot, and then they'll add their next layer. Due to all kinds of things going on, you all know, that didn't exactly happen here. So I'm curious to see how this will break down. In theory, had I started this in, say, August, early September, and kept working it like you see right now, and cover it and be done, probably would be very useful for late spring. No problem. Have done that in the past. Because we got a little bit off, and because I didn't cover it just yet, and now we're finally there, my anticipation is it may not be ready until next fall for fall gardening. I am okay with that. I need more fall spaces for fall gardening. This may wait for strawberries, carrots. I don't really know yet. We're just sort of creating the space right now because I know we will use it. So what I'm telling you is, in theory, if you start doing it, say, like I said, in August, September, and you build your elements and you build all these layers and you let it sit for a good 6 to 8, 9 months, you should be able to use it. I think we will be able to, but at the same time, I'm going to judge it come probably the 1st of May, see what I think. And if I want to let it bake a little bit longer, no shame. I'll have something wonderful to look forward to, ready to go, probably by August, and I won't have to sweat the small stuff because I've got a great space for my fall garden. Now, this is perfect for people that want to do more raised bed style gardening. The good thing about this is you're making your soil. You're making your progress. You're not boxing yourself in. I don't mind having planters. I don't mind planting in spaces, but I like to have flexibility. So you can see I'm not going to have a border. The border is going to be a la naturel. There's no sense in it. And in fact, I want to keep it that way because, like I said, I might get a little froggy next year, and you're going to see me bring it another whole layer over. The same thing over again. And then you can also rotate. Keep it covered with the wood chips. Keep adding the manure and just keep the layers going. Ain't no shame in that game. But this is a very, very affordable way to garden. And once you get it established, again, if you don't want to till, it doesn't get any better than that. Now, I do want to say one thing for people that have never done this before, that seem to think that there is no such thing as weeds or issues in types of gardens like these. That is not true. Everything breaks down over time, even cardboard. So my point is you do have to keep up with it. You have to keep the layers thick and ongoing. It's something that you have to tend to, just like anything else on your farm, okay? If you want it to, really be maximized, then you have to get out and work it and take care of it. So I just want to clear that up because sometimes that can be an issue where people didn't understand that, weeds can grow in here too. So I just want to say thank you, guys. Our videos are I'm blown away still by your support and so many new subscribers. Thank you for joining our channel. I'm feeling good. We're feeling good, feeling positive. You can do anything you set your mind to, folks. Don't give out. Do not give up out there. And, you know, be thinking about what you want to be doing. You know, here we are in November. Thanksgiving is just around the corner, literally. And, you know, it's 70 degrees and we're trying to maximize the idea of making our health better, using what we've got to make our gardens better, get out and breathe and exercise in the fresh air. And we're planning for the future. Stay very busy out there, folks. Everything you're doing right now matters. Plug away every single day. Don't give up the fight. We need a lot of homesteaders these days, more than you'll ever be able to count. All right, I'll keep you posted. Like I said, after we get a little bit more moisture on it tomorrow, in the next couple of days, I will simply cover it with that thick black plastic, and she will rest until at least springtime. Doesn't that seem far away? I know. But you know what? Time keeps on ticking. Guys, thank you so much for your support. Thank you so, so much. We'll see you on the next video.